the only thing that ever has. Obviously, we need these people to assist us to help the community to solve some important issues happen around them. All right. So now we already passed through the engagement stages, which is involved with 3 simple steps: the big idea, essential question, and challenges. And now we move forward to the investigation, which is involved another 3 simple steps, which is guiding question, guiding activities or resources, and analysis. All right. I bet some of you have a Netflix account, right? If you do have, I bet some of you already come across or watch some particular movies, not movies, a drama series called Investigator. Investigator actually a movie which is a student from primary school. No, primary school actually. It's a primary school in Australia. Dia panggil primary school ke? Tak kisahlah. Tapi dia ada scene where the series is all about investigation, all issues regarding to the school. So if you have time, please have a check. Take a look on the drama series called Investigator, right? So talking about Investigator, it involves another 3 subtopic, 3 steps. All right, how to build a guiding questions. All right, the guiding question actually started from the big ideas generated by your student just now, or by you or your student just now, and then they come up with essential question. To develop essential question, I bet most of the students, most of you will have more than 1, 10 or 20. Ask them to pick the best essential question to be part of the essential question. How about the rest of question? The rest of question they can carry forward to be part of the guiding question. Meaning to say, this particular guiding question will help the student, will help you as a co-collaborator to find out the important ataupun the gist of issues that they can find out of the solution. All right. The more question, the better. All right. So therefore, from the list of questions generated by the student, and then you need to categorize them, or ataupun you can consolidate a similar question and develop categories of the question. Biasanya kalau dalam kelas kita yang tanya student kan, faham ke tak, ataupun do you have any question? Obviously, some of them pretending to write a note, looking at the shilling and so on lah. So it's now the best time for us to let them ask a question, not to us, however, to the expert, ataupun a question that can find to get the resources to the problems. All right. And then after we consolidate the question, we need them to prioritize the question lah, the urgency and the importance of the question they have. All right. And then afterwards, from the question built by them, they can find the answer from, obviously, from the library, from the resources they have, from the social media network, obviously. They can have resources from Facebook, blog, video, YouTube, RSS feed, and online meeting and so on lah, and podcast even. All right. Or you can also ask the expert. When I'm talking about the expert, it obviously is either you, or it can be an authorities, ataupun the authorities or the person in charge to that particular issues, for example. All right. Therefore, it helps the student obviously to have engagement with the friend, to have a communication engagement with the communities and the expert outside, not only the university, but also authorities out there. All right. And we can have also, okay, from the resources, then they can have activities based on the guiding question, the guiding activity. They can have their own simulation, they can have their own way to solve the problem. For example, they can do experiment, they can do games as well. They can also even have interview. This is not this only. You can also have an interview and analyze data, and as well as to have a web session ataupun video session, ataupun produce some important message to the mass media. For example, YouTube, Twitter, IG Live, Facebook Live, and so on. All right. And from there as well, they can come out the research conclusion. Ataupun dengan kata paling mudah sekali, from the engagement part towards investigation part is all about documentation. Okay. Talking about documentation, we're not talking about only reporting hands-on the paper to the lecturer. However, we're talking about the reporting they can do on the blog, the reporting they can do on video reporting, and as well as probably a forum and so on. All right. Later on, I will show you what kind tool that you can use for them to help in assisting your teaching. Right, and we're getting closer to the last part, which is 4 and 5, which is action, identify the solution, implementation, and evaluation. If the challenge exists, so must the solution. So we should expect, by having the challenge that created by your student, obviously we should expect a solution that implemented, they're going to implement it by them. All right. So we are now at the action part. Okay, so as you can see here, we are now already passed through the engagement part, and then we have already passed through as well investigation phase, and now we're talking about the action part, which involves a solution, implementation, and evaluation. Right? Talking about solution, it can be one, it can be two, it can be more than two solutions, more than various solutions you can have. You can list out actually. And it depends to how big the challenge, how big the issues actually addressed by your student. However, it depends to you as a co-collaborator, the importance, the urgency of the solution, and then how actually you're going to implement it. All right. When I'm talking about solution, is kind of activity that may involve a campaign, for example, to inform or to educate, a school ataupun community improvement project, product development, or others. Okay, talking about the type of solution, you can have a product or process rubric, field journals or blog, and then you can have as well evaluation in real operation environment, conferences. You can have a product, for example, kita ada reports, article, innovation product, and self-evaluation. Or you can have as well letters of campaign. You can have speeches and presentation, and news editorial, and some of the field activities, right? So when I'm talking about action, is it related to the, as you can see here, obviously, talking about COVID-19, hello, we cannot go to the field, we cannot get to the presentation, speeches, and so on. However, you may now go online, you may now having a Twitter, you can have a social media communication to let the movement happen. That's why nowadays kerajaan pening kepala dengan pelbagai berita-berita palsu yang rakyat Malaysia edarkan lah. Tapi bagaimana kita nak mengatasi masalah itu? Itu adalah satu contoh bagaimana Malaysia ataupun people use social media to disperse all the information, to share the information. Same goes to the activity done by our students, alright? Okay, now we move to the type of challenges. Kita ada nano challenges, mini challenges, and big challenges. Alright. Don't worry about how long the challenges take into running. It can be a day longer. For example, in nano challenge, it can be 2 or 2 weeks longer, and then we have 3 or 4 months. You can use all of these 3 types of challenges based on the importance you have in your learning outcome, ataupun course learning outcome. It depends. For myself, most of my course learning outcome will cover in either mini challenge or big challenge. So how about the process? It depends. Macam later on, Dr. Lally will share with you regarding things that related to the nano challenge, which is when we're talking about nano challenge, things are so limited. What limited? Time is limited. Resources are limited. What else? Solutions are limited. So therefore, this will help to the student to think carefully, to think critically how to use this particular limited resources. Therefore, I can create a solution. macam cerita apa tu, masak-masak tu kan, master chef, saya lupa lah rancangan tu apa nama dia, tapi you know what I mean. Meaning to say, by having certain limited resources, then you can generate something else lah. What the else is the results, alright? And it can be also 3 to 4 months long, which is you can expect the result will be very impactful to the society as well. Alright? Evaluation, ini paling penting sekali. Alright? Talking about evaluation, you can either do it in formative way ataupun formative ataupun summative ataupun both. It depends on the course learning outcome. It's either from quizzes, talking in the class, and so on. And then we also have end year of assessment, for example, FY final year project or project exhibition or so on lah. All right. And when I'm talking about evaluation, we'll be talking about the rubric. Don't worry, the rubric is provided. All right. So as you can see here, from big idea, essential question and challenge, which is from the engagement phase, guiding question, guiding activities, and synthesis are actually based on investigation phase. Solution, implementation, and evaluation are from the action phase, which is, as you can see here, each of stages has their own rubric for you to use. However, this is only a general rubrics. So therefore, I may advise you take a look at this general rubric and then try to adapt with your lessons in your class. All right. And the last one, the most important part is reflection and publishing. All right. So we do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting the experience, right? So kita ada publishing, obviously, you have to publish from in a podcast or use any social media. And then this is the time actually for the student to make use of the thing that love the most. Social media, recording, singing, or even writing on the blogs, or even do video blogging. Ask them to record every step of their action toward the solution. Alright? As you can see here, kalau kat sini kita ada, everyone I bet knows about the Bloom's taxonomy. We were talking about the create, evaluation, apply, and so on. How about the tools? Okay, when we're talking about creating, this is at the top of the hierarchy. For example, by blogging, filming, podcasting, directing, these are all the things that actually your students done to achieve the solution and to run the implementation of the projects. All right. So have you ever come across to this particular application which is related to the Bloom's taxonomy? I bet some of you have, yes, use the application, and please share with your student, and please make sure that they optimize the use of this particular tool during this outbreak session. All right. And the last one before I finish, the reflection. The reflection should come at the last before you end the class or you end the semesters, because this is so important. Therefore, they know what are things that lacks in the implementation. What important things should be taken off from the social investigation part, right? So you start from the should be time plan here about the response from the society, for example, and then the plan taken by the student, whether the plan is okay or not, whether this plan actually may consider a lot of things in the area. How about the budgeting? How about the money, the cost they involve to solve the problem, and how to actually the student can create and get some fund from the either society, from the government itself. And then the time they need to plan ahead for the implementation, and as well as about this critics. Should they ignore the critic? Should they consider critic towards the actions? And then communication are so vital. Therefore, this help them is either to communicate through the phone, through the Google Meet, or through other social media, and so on. And the last but not least, the documentation. And you must remember, to run this, you must ask your student to document every step have taken, and I must say obviously to you, it's either to use blogs and even video blogs Therefore, you can see the progress of each of the students. All right. So you can use these templates to see the limitation or the improvised solution, the strength, the weaknesses, and the opportunities, and the threat they need to consider to implement ataupun to take action toward the issues. All right. So let's do it. I think by now I already cover a very basic about the apa tu? The CBL itself. All right. So do not worry, we're going to have another webinar session. Afterward, Dr. Lely will share with you how actually we can implement CBL in the class ataupun CBL during outbreak session. Alright, Dr. Lely, towards you. While Dr. Lely explaining about the practice, I will go through to the question. Therefore, I will try to answer what question you may ask. Right, thank you. Dr. Lely, over to you. Dr. Laili? Oh, Dr. Laili not in. Hello, Dr. Laili. Dr. Laili?
Hello.
Dr. Laili.
Okay, dah nampak ke?
Dah nampak dah. I tak nampak lagi. Dr. Laili.
Alright, wait. How about others? Everyone see me? Okay, maybe siapa-siapa boleh respond?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Cik Nozik, for the very long explanation and I think it's a very detailed explanation about the CBL itself. Okay, sebelum tu, izinkan saya lah to speak in English. Okay, so harap nanti semua boleh, orang kata, smooth. This session will be smooth. And sebelum tu ada any question for Encik Nuzid to answer for the first session? Kalau ada,
jawab dekat IT.com lah.
Ada yang Encik Nuzid want to respond first?
Kejap. I think you should go first, but setakat ni ada 7 orang aja yang login dalam menti.com.
Okay. Alright. Okay, tak apa. So I proceed my part. Okay. Alright, Windows.
Boleh dengar bunyi anjing kat situ.
Itulah. Sekejap ya. Everything up that answer. Kenapa I tak boleh nak present yang I punya tak nampak Windows?
You kena mouse over ke bawah.
Dah?
Tak boleh. Sekejap sebab I memang dah stop dah. Okay. Ataupun mungkin you kena minimize you punya Windows. Ada tak?
Okay.
So while waiting, maybe some of you have any question to ask. You can post on the chat while waiting Dr. Laili to put the menti.com kat situ. Okay. Menti.com dia punya code ialah
tadi ada. Okay.
Ada tak tadi? Cuba leave the call dulu, kemudian rejoin balik. Mungkin ada.
Okay. Wait.
In menti.com, you can answer 3 simple questions. Where are you from? And then how to join menti.com with the code 165321. 165321. Alright, now Dr. Laili online. Okay, let's.
Dapat ke?
Dapat.
Okay. Can we start?
Yeah, sure.
You see my face?
Yes.
Okay, because I not see anyone face here. Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good morning. So today and this session, I will show the implementation of the CBL, how we want to practice this approach to our students and maybe to our teaching and learning process. Okay, as mentioned before, Encik Nuzid, Mr. Nuzid has tell us about the element in the CBL, which are big ideas, essential question, and so on. And these element have categorized into 4 parts, which is engage, investigate, and action. Okay, so here I prepared for you a very simple or very basic topics to be can be the activities in the CBL. Okay. All right. For the first part is the engagement. So the engagement is we as educators or lecturer or teachers want to engage with our student and grab their attention. We come up with the issues which that can trigger dia punya kata minds, trigger dia punya thinking about our topics. Okay, for example, the big idea is about health. Health means kesihatan, and the very common and very popular issue now is COVID-19. Yeah. Okay, and then we have the big idea. We come up with the essential question. Okay, like Mr. Nuzid said, the essential question can be varied and many. So terpulang lah, depends for us what our topic is all about and how the question can relate to our topics. For example, how to raise awareness to the public about the dangers of coronavirus. So that's a very basic question, essential question to grab their attention. Okay, and then the challenge. Okay, challenge here is what we want to challenge our student to develop or to generate their ideas. Okay, for example, for this topic, the challenge is about to change people lifestyle to fight COVID-19 together. Okay, in the challenge part, actually the challenge element they have 3 specific challenge that we have to consider. First, the challenge in terms of limited resources. So here we limit our student about the resources they want to use. Okay, for this tasks or activities, maybe we want to do online learning. So we said the resources we want to use is only for in digital tools. Okay, and the time. Okay, like Encik Nuzid said tadi, dia ada nano challenge, apa lagi tadi?
Mini challenge.
And apa the big challenge
Big
kan?
challenge.
Okay, so depends on you berapa banyak aktiviti atau berapa banyak masa yang perlu diperuntukkan untuk the serta-serta aktiviti tu. Okay, for this example, maybe 1 week is good enough. And the limited minds mean berapa ramai yang contribute in the project tu. Okay, sama ada individual, okay, 2 peoples or many. So depends on the activities. Okay, that's the engagement part. And then we go to the investigate or investigation part. Okay, dekat sini actually CBL is more to research activity. Okay, sebenarnya dia lebih kepada penyelidikan which they have to investigate in terms of question and in terms of the data and so on. So there are 3 guidings which can help the student on the teachers to look into the topics. Okay, for example, guiding question, because our big idea is about issue is about COVID-19, right? So the challenge is to change people lifestyle to fight COVID-19. So to drive into the challenge, they have to prepare the question. First, maybe about what is the coronavirus and the symptom of COVID-19. Okay, how to avoid the disease, where we seek of help if we get infected, which protection that suit us to avoid this disease. Okay, actually the guiding question is come from the five four wife and one husband. Okay, how, where, what, and so on. So itu adalah your keyword untuk kita tanya the guiding question. And from the guiding question, they can go to the guiding activities. So how we want to get the data? We maybe from the library study, they literature review, they read books and so on. Maybe they do social experiment, not in the public, dekat luar lah, field study. Maybe hanya dekat dalam online saja. Interview or maybe discussion or forum. And the guiding resources is macam yang as Encik Nuzik said earlier juga, from the authorities or maybe from the experts or maybe from the resource yang kita percaya. Okay, WHO website, official KKM. Okay, dia ini we have to very strict lah juga. Maybe nanti ada info-info yang daripada fake news lah, kan, macam-macam ada sekarang ni kan. So we have to explain to our student to be more responsible with the fact. Okay, alright. And then for the solution, okay, to create or to accomplish the challenge yang kita beri tadi, so they have to do two phase, which is design activities and development material. They have to prepare. Okay, for design activities, they have to confirm about the information about the COVID-19, the requirement of the product, and maybe the sketching about the product. Products means the result or what we as a lecturer expect them to do. Okay. And then the development materials, okay, because it is for the online, maybe PC, smartphone and tablet, internet and software authoring tools application. Okay, this for the preparation for the solution. And then for the action also is about the evaluation. So depends on us as educators or teachers how we want to evaluate them. Maybe using true formative evaluation, mean along the process we do the evaluation. Summative evaluation means at the end of the product we evaluate them, or the alternative assessment, which is come together with maybe with the expert evaluation and peer evaluation. Okay, for the evaluation part, maybe we can use rubrics, maybe we can use checklist, or maybe we use this kind of tools. Okay. All right, so depends on us. Okay, so and then the last part is about the reflection, what the students get from the activities. Of course, back to our objective, we want to create awareness. So the reflection, the students can get better understanding about the COVID-19, and they know how to avoid the disease, and they also know how to react if they're infected by the disease. And maybe this is the product that they come out from the activities. Okay, maybe they can create the infographic or poster, maybe they can create song, videos, music video and animation. And maybe they have developed mark sheet prototype and article, presentation slide or write up about the topic to create the awareness. Okay, and then they can publish in any platform of social media, online platform I mean, okay, Padlet, online game platform, MOC, or maybe from the blog. Okay, this is this basic example about the CBL. Okay, do you have any question before I proceed?
Maybe anyone maybe can unmute the mic to ask a question to Dr. Laili for example, for a moment. Anyone with question? Any question to Dr. Laili?
Okay, dekat chat ada tak?
Kat chat setakat ni untuk saya saja.
Ha.
Belum lagi.
Okay. Okay, kalau tak ada, I proceed with the second example. Okay? Boleh? Kalau boleh tunjuk macam ni, reaction sikit. Dr. Syafinas, Dr. Raja. Okay. Okay, alright, we proceed. Okay, wait. Tengok bila nak balik ke sana dia play. Sekejap.
Maybe you kena tengok window you kot rasa.
Okay. Okay, nampak window ke?
Sekejap. Saya rasa nampak.
Nampak apa?
I rasa you punya tu tak ada lagi. Belum ada lagi.
Okay, wait
These are the things that we have to face during having using Google Meet, technical problem and so on. Thing that you should expect it to happen lah, especially dealing with our student. Okay, Dr. Laili online sekarang. Okay, dah nampak dah kat screen. Dr. Laili, are you there? Dr. Laili? Saya rasa Dr. Laili tak dengar kot. Dr. Laili, are you there? Sekejap saya call Dr. Laili pula. Maksudnya tak dapat.
Dapat tak? Dapat tak?
Boleh. Baru dapat suara.
Tadi nampak apa?
Dah nampak dah. Tadi nampak muka you je.
Okay. Nampak ni?
Nampak.
Okay. Okay, tadi before this I just explain to all of you about the basics topics for CBL supaya semua orang boleh nampak what is the criteria or element in each part of the CBL punya steps tu. Okay, now I relate to the my subject which is educational software development, code MMP 3023. Okay, semua orang pun akan ada, semua lecturers akan ada dia punya code punya CLO lah masing-masing. Okay, here I akan tunjukkan macam mana this all CLO can be implement in the CBL punya activities. Okay, for CLO 1, analyze the theories and approaches of courseware development in education. CLO 2, suggest and develop multimedia product in education. CLO 3, appreciates contributions on courseware development. And the last CLO is about work effectively as a part of a team. And each of the CLO have its domain, which is for CLO1 cognitive domain, CLO2 psychomotor domain, and the others is about the affective domain. Okay, I use the same issues, okay, about the COVID-19. The big idea is about COVID-19, but the issues now is about the online learning during MRO, okay, movement restricted orders. Okay, because now we are very tough to learn about the online. Okay, waktu ni lah baru kita nak kenal apa itu Zoom, apa itu webinar, okay, and so on. So here it is the challenge now, right? Okay, so the essential question, what are the software or application that can be used by educators and learners that have a high usability during MRO? Okay, so bila ada satu isu ni, so ini adalah essential question is the main question yang semua orang akan tanya. Okay, maybe kita boleh dapatkan juga soalan question ni maybe daripada Mentimeter, we grab dia punya opinion, student punya opinions. Okay, and then the challenge that I create is student have to create an online learning tool or platform to educate people about the COVID-19. So my subject is about software educational software development. So here I want day to create their online learning platform, and the content is about the COVID-19. Okay. And the limited resources that I gave, I told them is about they have to use online tools only, and we prefer for the free software or application. And the limited time, I give them 3 weeks, and the limited month, I do this activity in the project base, so group of maximum 4 people in one group. Okay, this is for the first phase, engagement. Okay, and we go to the second phase, investigate. Okay, so the guiding question for this challenge or for this task is one, what is COVID-19? Means the content of the product. Okay, and what is the theory involved in online learning? Which teaching and learning approaches applicable for online learning, and how to implement online learning during MRO is relate to the my CLO punya subject tadi tu. Okay, and then the activities maybe the library study, survey, experiment, and maybe they do focus group or expert interview. And for resources, they can get the resources from books, newspaper, and magazines, website or social media, article journals, and maybe tutorial videos. Okay, that's for investigation. And for the action part and the solution, they have to design the online platform or online tools. So they have to gather what the user requirement. They have to investigate about the availability of the internet from student, and how about the readiness and so on. About the content is about the information about the COVID-19, and they have to select theory involved and select what learning approach involved, and they come up with a storyboard. And then for development materials, okay, they must have internet, they must have PC, smartphone, tablet, or maybe microphone or camera, and selected online platform and software and authoring tool for editing process. Okay, this is the solution. And for the evaluation, this is maybe I can use score marks, rubric, score sheet, progress checklist, and that several items that the indicator for each item is about the content, about the usability of online learning tools or platform, about their creativity and their teamwork. Okay, so it depends on lecturer or teachers how they want to evaluate their student based on their product to achieve the objective. Okay. Okay, for reflection. Okay, so here from the reflection we have to achieve the objective or course learning outcomes. So here the students can come up with they can understand the teaching and learning theory and approach suites with the online learning for CLO1. And for CLO2 and 4 is about the apply the online learning platform. And CLO3, they can reflect that online learning is now no longer an option. Okay, this I got from webinar Dr. Hafiz and Prof. Karim yesterday. Okay, online learning is no longer an option nowadays. Okay, and then okay, this is expected. Okay, product that our student can produce. Maybe they can produce online games. Okay, and maybe they can create videos and upload it on YouTube. Okay, maybe they can have like us can have a webinar session. Okay, discussion session in the webinar, and maybe they can create platform to share their idea using Padlet and so on. So it can give them of kebebasan to create their own ideas macam mana dia nak menghasilkan satu produk, but the objective is relate with our course objective. Okay, and publishing, of course, macam tadi juga, kita boleh gunakan all platform of social media, Padlet, online gaming platform, MOOC or maybe blog, and mungkin banyak lagi tools-tools yang kita boleh gunakan untuk diorang publish. Alright, I think so to wrap up the session, I just want to mention that challenge-based learning is all about promoting thoughtful and sustainable solution. Means adanya issue and then we come up with a solution. Okay. And through CBL approach, changes can be made from deep learning, community engagement, effective and meaningful steps in providing solutions. Okay, the beauty of the CBL is about dia student akan drive dia punya macam mana cara dia nak belajar dan macam mana cara dia nak dapatkan maklumat. Means bukan kita as a lecturer or teachers yang menentukan apa cara ataupun apa benda yang dia orang kena buat. Okay, so this is untuk Gen Z punya orang kata approach lah yang rasanya mungkin sesuai. Okay, for all yang mungkin di UPSI dan juga mungkin di luar UPSI, okay, I want to promote our UPSI punya innovation punya YouTube channel. Okay, masing-masing nanti bolehlah kot cuba tengok UPSI Innovation, official UPSI Edu Innovation YouTube. Okay, kat situ juga ada beberapa contoh macam mana kami as a lecturer menjalankan kita punya orang kata teaching and learning process. And here di sini saya ada juga I include how me myself do the CBL, Mr. Nuzid and his students do the CBL. Okay, Dr. Nur Kasum from Fakulti Sains Kemanusiaan, okay, melakukan the CBL. Maybe anyone can boleh faham dengan lebih orang kata more deeper about this CBL from this video. Okay, thank you for the subscribe. Okay. Okay, I think that's all from me. Okay, kalau tak ada apa-apa, mungkin kita boleh open the questions.
Kejap, saya ada beberapa soalan untuk kita jawab kat sini.
Okay.
Okay, let me present my window.
Okay, Ken.
Alright. Okay, share now. Okay, mana window saya? Okay, kejap ya. Okay. Semua orang boleh nampak? Okay. Alright, to access the material, you can log into not log in. You can browse to challengebasedlearning.org. Over here, you may find a lot of material, guidance, video, tutorial, resources, case studies, and so on in challengebased.org. Alright, or you can visit to my Padlet, as you can see here, padlet.com/nurzid/cbl.fskik. Meaning to say, over there, I already include some of the notes, some of the slides that you have requested just now, and then some of the information you can share with your student. This includes the canvas that Dr. Lali have shared just now. All right, and in incoming webinar, we're going to have another session which is going to be delivered by our beloved Professor Madya, Dr. Imazatul Hayati Memang Yatim. She will discuss with us and share with us with the title, the 3 critical success factor in implementing CBL or challenge-based learning. Therefore, I wish you can stay tuned with the announcement which is going to be made by MEITA ataupun UPSI to wait for the session with Dr. Imazatul Hayati Memang Yatim. All right. Again, the material you can download from padlet.com/nurzid/CBLFSKIK, or even you can browse to straight away to the challengebasedlearning.org or challengebasedlearning.org. All right. There's one question asked by one of the participants, which asking about the differences between the PBL and CBL. PBL could be two, which is project-based learning ataupun problem-based learning. So when we're talking about project-based learning, it's all about the student required to build their knowledge through a specific task, for example. All right, meaning the knowledge is required for them to apply to carry out the assigned project, meaning at the end of the day, the highlight is the end product, the product that will innovate or created by the student. How about the problem-based learning? Problem-based learning is a scenario which student is acquire new information through self-directed learning using design problem ataupun fiction problem created by you and not by the students, which is the knowledge is required to apply and to solve the problem at hand. However, the implementation are not required to be done by them. The focus is on the knowledge ataupun the skill to solve the problem. All right. How about the challenge-based learning? When we're talking about challenge-based learning, we're talking about the students work with their teachers and experts in their communities on a real-world problem, which is it requires them to develop a deeper knowledge of the subject of what their studies, and it's the challenge itself that triggers generation of new knowledge and necessary the tool of resources. Ataupun saya boleh mudahkan kat sini ialah kalau all of you perasan, kita ada CBL canvas, which is this canvas actually a map for a flexible framework or a map for your student which can access in various ways. Meaning to say, when we're talking about CBL, it's all about documentation, which is all your students must report all stages from engagement stages, investigation, and the action. Meaning to say, how they're going to report that? They have to use the tool that accessible, easily accessible by them. For example, social media, blogging, video blogging, writing, and so on. Therefore, you can do reporting to you, to the community, and the peers ataupun dia punya kawan-kawan lah. Alright. Another question is related to the from Muhammad Tarmizi regarding to the how inculcate the student to come up with the question. I may suggest again you shall try to use the 6 thinking hat. It's very useful. You can use all the 6 thinking hat, or you can ask your student to use one of the 6 thinking hat to generate a session question and guiding question towards the sessions. All right. Dr. Lady, anything else? Any question from the audience?
I just go through the chat. Nampaknya semua orang berminat dengan kita punya slide saja. Okay, maybe I think it's quite orang kata relate to our sebenarnya kita punya approach in teaching and learning sebenarnya. Tapi macam mana kita nak kata kategorikan based on the steps and make it more look systematic and focused. I suggest I promote all of you to use the CBL canvas, right? Okay. And the beauty for the CBL is the product is something sometimes kita tak boleh nak expect what they have to do, they want to do. Okay, macam contohnya I and Dr. Encik Nuzik have go through all the CBL punya courses during last year. Okay, from one faculty to one faculty, we can see variety of the products that yang kita punya lecturer and kita punya student can create in, I think one day, tak sampai pun one day kan? Betul tak? Kan? Okay, so they very very interesting, and I promote all of you to try this orang kata approach, right? Okay. Rasanya itu sahajalah kot. Kalau tak ada apa-apa lagi, Encik Nuzik, ada tak? Ada? Laptop dia dah mati. Kesian. Dia punya maybe dia tak check kat mana-mana. Okay, so tak apa. So Saya mewakili PPA, UPSI and Cik Nurzik and our teams want to say thank you very much to attend this session, and we hope sedikit sebanyak akan bagi idea to all of you how to manage or to implement this approach. And last word from me, take care of yourself, stay safe, stay at home and stay learning online. Okay? Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay. Okay, thank you. Kenapa tu? Bunyi apa? Bye.
Dah. Dah.
Ibu buat kat mana? IG?
Bukanlah.